Hi guys, so I'm back today with another Indian look for you guys, and this is my version of an Indian party guest or an Indian wedding guest makeup because a lot of you guys have been requesting that, and I'm going to an Indian wedding today, so I thought this would be the perfect time to share this makeup look with you guys. It is very matchy. I understand I'm usually not the type to match my makeup. Well, actually I used to be when I was like 18, but I stopped doing that because I realized how awful it was. But I really do feel like with Indian outfits you kind of have to be matchy-match, and I feel like you can get away with it. So if you want to learn how I did this look, keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes as usual, and this time I'm using another paint pot, and this is Mosscape, and this is from MAC, of course. And I just like to use this with my finger, like a ring finger, and just apply this on my lids. So this is going to serve as a really good base for the eyeshadow. You can completely use just this on its own and it's a pretty eyeshadow. Just clean that up, but I'm going to use this as my base. I actually brought you guys a little bit closer to my face so you guys can get a better look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to be taking my emerald pigment, and I don't want to tilt this too much because I'm scared it's going to fall over, but this is one of my favorite MAC pigments ever. They don't make it in these containers anymore, but I love that pigment. I just never wear it very much. I just like to use it from the lid, and I'm using it with actually, let me tell you guys, this brush. It is, you know, I can't even read that, like the number has completely come off, but it's just a large synthetic brush. I love to use pigments with synthetic brushes instead of natural bristle brushes. Anyway, I'm just putting that all over my lid, and I did wet the brush a little bit so that it really helps to keep the eyeshadow on perfectly. This way there's no fallout and no hot messes at all. And as you can see, the color is just divine, and the Mosscape paint pot really helps it come out a lot brighter. The pigment is on, and I look like a clown right now, but that's okay because we have a lot more to do. I'm taking my MAC 286 brush, and this is like the dual fiber brush. I really love this, and I'm just gonna buff that out so that there is very little harsh line because it's not gonna blend it out perfectly. I do need to add another color so that it's like a transition color, but I really need to blend it as best as I can to try to get rid of all of the harsh lines that are there. So I just like to go back and forth and really blend. So the pigment is all blended out. I'm just gonna add some eyeliner and then keep working on the eyeshadow. I'm using my 24/7 in Black Velvet from Urban Decay. I love this. This is extremely long wearing, and I highly recommend this for anyone that is looking for a really long wearing eyeliner. And I'm gonna tight line with that as well. And that just means that the color is gonna be on my top lash line as well. Just makes your eyelashes look a lot fuller. Next, I'm gonna take Soft Brown from MAC, and it's just a really nice muted matte brown. And I'm going to just put that in my crease and just make that my transition color. And this is just gonna add some depth to my eye, and it's just gonna blend out that harsh line a little bit more. Just wanna blend back and forth. Now I'm going to be using Bottle Green eyeshadow from MAC. This might be a limited edition color, and I apologize in advance if it is, but I don't have anything else like it, so I just wanted to use this. It's just a really deep matte green. I really love the color. And I'm gonna just put that in my crease and towards the outer V, and I'm just gonna buff that inwards. I am gonna be adding another color on top of this, which is going to be darker, but this is just to really give it a lot of depth. And I'm going to buff that in. And bring it closer to the inner part of the eye. Now I'm going to add Carbon, and this is a really nice matte black. It's not the darkest black, but I kind of like it for that reason because it's not so intense when you put it on. So it's very buildable. Like if you want it to be completely pitch black, it will be, but it's very, very, I feel like it's a very subtle black. So I'm just putting that right on top of that bottle green and building that color and the eyeshadow a little bit more. So the eyeshadow is pretty much done. I'm going to add two different highlights. I'm going to use Brulee from MAC as my main highlight color. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the nylon eyeshadow because I really love to use this color anytime I do an Indian makeup, and you will see why. So let's start off with Brulee from MAC. And I'm just going to put that right under my brows. And this is like a really matte highlight. So it's very subtle. And then I'm going to just add a little bit of Brulee. And I like to put that just underneath my actual arch of the eyebrow. And do you see how that adds like a really nice sheen? This can be overwhelming for a lot of people. Like it took me a while to get used to the color. But I think for Indian weddings and such, it's really, really nice. And then I'm just going to blend the two together so that there's still no harsh lines. So the eyes are pretty much done. I'm just going to go add my mascara and my eyeliner, and then I'll be right back to show you guys what I'm going to do with my face. In case anybody's wondering which eyeliner mascara I'm using, for the eyeliner, I'm going to be using Black Track Fluid Line as I always do. I can't even switch to another eyeliner. And then for the mascara, I'm going to be using Perversion from Urban Decay, and this is going to be my first time using it, so I will let you guys know my thoughts when I return on this mascara. Okay, so the eyeliner and mascara is done, and I have to tell you, I really do like the mascara. I actually opened it and I was like, whoa, because the brush is so big. I'll just show it to you guys also. Like, compare that to my eye. That's the size of my eye, and I have big eyes, so that's a huge brush. It just is one of those mascaras that I know I'm gonna love, but it's gonna take me a while because it needs to dry out a little bit first. But so far, I do really like it. So now let's move on to the face. I'm going to use my Camouflage palette, 10 concealer shades palette, and from Coastal Scents, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, the one on the bottom, the second one to the bottom. Sorry about the outside. I just have to keep the window open because I'm really, really hot in here otherwise. So I'm just going to put that on with my ring finger under my eyes. And I am so in love with this concealer. It's crazy. Like, I never like concealers this much unless you know I am obsessed with my Pro Longwear from MAC. But this one is got to be one of my favorite concealers I've ever used. It's just is very, very full coverage. Like, it's not one of those ones that you really need to build by any means. And it's very long lasting. I don't have any problems with it lasting on my face for a while. It doesn't crease or anything on me either. So I think the quality is outstanding for the price. So anyway, I'm just putting that all under my eyes. And I'm going to blend out the concealer using my beauty blender. And I've already wet this. And I like to use the pointy side for my concealer. I forgot how much I used to love my beauty blender. And I randomly just saw it in my closet the other day, or in my place the other day. And I was like, you know what? I need to use this in one of my videos. I love this. I've had this for, I want to say, over 2 years. It's so great, and it's in such a great shape still after 2 years. You would think I would need to replace it by now, but it's still going strong. So I like to just blend this in. For the rest of my face, I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear foundation in NC42. I really love this foundation, and I like to just use a little bit. I like to just pump out one pump, place it wherever I need to with my finger. I'm not really going too much above where the concealer is because I don't want to cover that part. And I'm just going to blend this out with my beauty blender. I might need a little bit more, but we'll see. So I just like to place that, and then I'll take the softer, or like the rounder side of my beauty blender, and then just buff this into my skin. And I just can't even get over the finish that you get with the beauty blender. It is awesome. I'm gonna probably post a full review of this on my blog, so be sure to look out for that. And if I do that before I post this video, I will leave the link in the down bar. So the face is almost done. I'm gonna just add a little bit of the medium dark mineralized skin finish from MAC, and just to set that into place. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of me using this, but I really can't use anything else. I feel like I want to try, I think I saw a Marc Jacobs powder, which I hear really good things about, so I might buy that next. I don't know yet. So anyway, I'm just putting this all over my face. I'm buffing it into the skin just to set that in place. Alright, so for my lips, I'm going to start off with Hover Lip Liner from MAC. Sorry, mine's a little bit dirty right now, but it's just a really nice like medium brown. And I'm just going to line my lips quickly. So the lip liner is done. Now you guys are going to kill me because I don't have the name of this lipstick, but I will find it and I will leave it in the down bar below. I always see the comments below, the down bar below, but it's just a really muted, almost like a nude meets pale pink color. Really love this color, but the color downstairs, the color on the bottom has completely rubbed off at this point. So I'm just going to add that. Now, it might look like it washes me out completely, but I always go back in with the lip liner and shade it back in. And then in addition to this, I'm going to also add a little bit of Ample Pink Plush Glass from MAC. And I love this lip combo. I'm not going to add any bronzer to this look, but I am going to use my beautiful Hello Kitty blush in Fun and Games from MAC. And as you can see, this has seen a lot of love. And I'm just going to put this on my cheeks. It is the most beautiful, warm, corally color ever. I almost never need to wear a bronzer with this. And I try not to use it because there's such little left, but you know what? I'm like, whatever, let me just use it up. Just apply it that way. And to finish the look, I'm just going to add Humid eyeshadow from MAC. And I'm just going to put that, just take it on a tiny little paintbrush from Michaels. And I'm just going to put that on my lower lash line, or under my lower lash line. And just blend that in. And this is the final look. I did add some of my Indian bling as well as an Indian outfit and some bindi and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys like it. I actually, let me do a close-up so you guys can see exactly what I did. It's very green, huh? I feel like Princess Jasmine. I feel like an Indian version of Princess Jasmine. Anyways, I hope you guys like it. Be sure to check my blog because I will have all pictures and all products and all that good stuff listed there as well. And be sure to also check out Bangles and Brides because I will also post all of this looks information there as well because I just think it's very appropriate to be on Bangles and Brides. Thank you guys for watching and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.